What's going on, beautiful people? I'm gonna scoot up a little bit where y'all can probably hear me. I got that generator running again. Don't want to be right up in your face, but anyway, got that generator running. I got my AC going. It's hot. I've been weed eating that hill down there, man, and it's a freaking beast. I tell you what, my string broke, so I was like, screw it. That's a sign to stop and have a cold beer. Here's to you. That's good, that's good, that's good. Anyway, I got on here today. I remember y'all, I told y'all I was going to answer as many questions as I can, especially when it has to deal with this shit out here that I'm doing, because not everybody does it, and it's not freaking easy, I tell you that much. But yeah, I've been down there weed eating. I'm going to do some more. I planted those flowers down there, so I want to cut it kind of short when those flowers come up. You know, you can see them, and I don't have to, hopefully I don't have to weed eat them anymore. I just wanted to get that down low where you can see them when they do come up, and hopefully they'll be coming in the next couple of weeks. But anyway, on that note, somebody asked me, one of my questions was, somebody asked me what was the hardest, what's the hardest thing to do out here? What makes it so hard? By the way, these are cigars I'm smoking. Somebody got mad at me. I guess they got mad at me and said, I'm not going to follow you anymore because you smoked those nasty cigarettes. Well, these aren't cigarettes. I stopped smoking cigarettes 30 years ago. So these are nasty cigars. But anyway, the question was, what would I think, what makes it so hard out here? And I think for me, what makes it so hard is the physical part, man. When I came up here, I was 48 pounds heavier than I am now. And it was just moving all this shit, you know, cutting, a couple of trees fell on my driveway one time and blocked it. I couldn't get the hell out of here. So I had to chop those up and lift them. And I cut them in like 200, 300 pound segments. So I had to move those damn things. Making these trails, you know, there's probably 2 miles of trails here. And you're like, well, why is that so hard? Well, you know, you got to rake. Really, you just got to rake all the leaves out of the way. But you got to remember, look at all these fucking trees. I'm talking about a foot of leaves on the ground. So you're taking rakes and you're moving that out of the way. And that's actually what makes the trail, because the leaves are on the side and it's just pure dirt on the ground. So you just walk that and walk that. It gets patted down. You got yourself some trails. But on that note, I had to cut the trees down that were on the trail. I bet you I've cut over 200 and something trees down. Little big ones, little ones. I've cut a lot. I've become a very good person with a hand saw and a saw. I can use them very well now. Not that great at cutting down big trees yet, because I'm still a little chicken shit. I don't want them to fall on me. But I've cut down probably some 35-foot trees, and they've been pretty big. So the physical aspect of it, I get up in the morning, I stretch. You got to stretch. If you're going to do this stuff, you got to stretch. If not, you're going to pull something. I do wear a back brace. Sometimes I wear knee braces, not all the time. I haven't worn those in a while because they're very uncomfortable. You can get them so tight you can hardly damn walk, but they do work. I just don't think I'm that broke down yet. I'm getting there. But the back brace, I was in a couple car wrecks. Motherfuckers can't drive. I got hit rear-ended and messed my back up. Probably should have got a lot more money than I did, but I didn't go down that road. I should have. Now I look back, I should have. So you're ever in a car wreck, if you even go to the hospital, you do get a pain and suffering check. But if you're really hurt, you need to get it taken care of, because not you're going to be in court suing somebody. So definitely something to think about. Stretch. Try to work out, try to hit the weights a little bit. I don't have nearly the workout system that I had in my house. I mean, I had a treadmill, I had a bike, I had a total big gym thing. It had all the arms, legs, this freaking thing was awesome. And the thing about it, my neighbor gave it to me. It was probably about a $6,000 gym set. I have it down there in pieces. It just tears me up to go down there and see that thing torn all to hell. But you know, I'm hoping to have a man cave one day and have that thing in it. We'll see if we can put it back together. If not, we'll get something else like it. Maybe not as big as bulky. That thing was big and bulky. But anyway, I'm going to get something like that again. But right now, it's just really just physical work I do out here. And like I said, I'm in my 50s, upper 50s. My brain tells me I'm not, but my body tells me I am. So Like I said, if I'd done this when I was 35, I'd knock this shit out like it was nothing. I wouldn't even blink. But I have to pace myself, I have to drink a lot of water, and I have to work out. If I didn't work out and was physically a lot stronger than I was when I first came up here, I wouldn't be able to do this. I mean, yesterday I think I carried, well, I put in a wheelbarrow, I probably wheelbarrowed, shit, 30 gallons of water, maybe more. Probably more, actually more. It's about 50 gallons of water. I did that. I weed eat. You know, you got to throw that 20-something pound weed eater around, walking up trails, horrible traction, sliding all over the place. Sawed up a pretty big sized tree yesterday. Would actually, I didn't use my power saw. I used my hand saw and sawed that bitch down and carried it to where I needed it to be. So that's the hardest part, physical part. Mentally, when you first get up here, if you're like me, you're from the city and you got the creature comforts of life, figuring out as you go how to do things, and sometimes it takes a while. That's probably number 2 pain in the ass thing of living off grid, but it's not. It's just a learning process. You know, you learn how to get. I'm very comfortable out here now, and I still got a long ways to go. But like I said, I don't even want to bring this up, but I'm going to bring this up because this few months here, I've had 4 guys that have died in their mid-40s. I mean, just dropped dead, and that's a lot younger than me. So, and they all were overweight. I don't think they worked out, or maybe back in the day they might have, but they were big boys, and they just had massive heart attacks. So that's another reason I try to stay in shape. I don't want to be out here trying to overdoing it and just out. You know, I definitely don't want to go out like that. Everybody knows how I want to go out. It ain't hard to figure that out. Most men do. So that's how I want to go out. I don't want to go out on a tree falling on me or having a heart attack. So yeah, you get in shape. If you're going to do this, get in shape. And you ain't ever going to have enough money. That's number 3. You ain't going to have enough money to do what you want to do. And it takes a lot of money to do this. It takes a lot of money to buy the land. That's the biggest thing. For me right now is buying the land and probably buying wood to build this house. I'm going to try to incorporate some of this wood when they chop it down, if they can give me a discounted price or take some out for my bill, but I'm going to use some of that wood to build this house. Absolutely. So those are the 3 things that are the hardest things to do out here. But like I said, they will get easier, and that's part of it. You build what you got to build, and all that stuff will get easier. I mean, one day I won't be chopping down trees anymore. I mean, I'll probably be weed eating and mowing until I die, until I get somebody to do it for me. But I enjoy that stuff. It makes me sweat. It keeps me in shape. I'm not ripped up, but I'm probably the hardest muscle-wise I've been in a while. And that's just lifting light weights and then doing this shit. So there you go. Those are the 3 hardest things. You know, I can't wait to get it to be more self-efficient. That's my goal, is to be out here to be really self-efficient. You know, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to get on the grid for water. Because, I mean, I will have water catchment systems, but I'm going to have animals taking a lot more showers, probably cooking a lot more. So I hate to do this, but I'm probably going to get on the water grid just to have that water pressure. But I'm still going to try to do the solar for the house, for sure. I'm never going to try to do solar or half solar, half on grid. I just don't want to be on the grid. I want to be so self-efficient that it's not even funny. And if I do even still get on the grid, I still want to have my self-efficient backups. I want to have a lot of food. I want to plant a lot of. Garden's going to be hard here. I didn't notice people kind of have their gardens wrapped up, and I think because of all the critters right here. You know, I have critters come up to they ain't even scared of you. Rabbits, squirrels, they'll come right up to you. All kind of birds land. Hell, birds are landing right next to me. You know, it's nuts. It's nuts up here. It really is. It's crazy. But on that note, I wouldn't trade it. Like I said, you turn that generator off. I sit out here this morning just chilling, vegging, listen to some music, man, you know, getting my head right, thinking what I had to do as far as out here and in life. You know, what I got going on, what people in my life's got going on. I got to keep up with that stuff. Even though you're out here in the boonies, people ain't going to take no excuse that you missed your birthday. Everybody think, what else you got to do? You look at the calendar, you know, it's my birthday. When I first came up here, and I wasn't working anywhere, there were some days I didn't even know what day it was. I really didn't. I didn't look at my phone to see what, look at my calendar to see what day it was. I was just out here doing my thing, and it was really cool. I mean, so like I said, you gotta be on point, man. You gotta be mentally strong too. You gotta be mentally strong. You can't really take a break. I mean, I have so much enjoyment getting in my bed now and just decompressing, man, and just, I've been going at it, and you got to get your rest. I sleep a lot more than I used to. I used to get up at 5 o'clock, 4:45, 5 o'clock all the time, and didn't have to be at work till 8, and did that all my life, man. Even when I was in my teens, I've not been a big sleeper. But I tell you what, I've been forcing myself to sleep. My mom gave me her CPAP machine, but I'm not using that thing. I'm scared. I'm scared if I put it on, I won't wake up. I'll do a Michael Jackson. I'll be, that's horrible. I shouldn't have said that, but it's funny. But yeah, I don't want to do that. But yeah, getting your rest. Got to get your rest. You got to eat. Drink water. Those are my advice. There's a couple times I got dehydrated up here, man. I thought I was going to die. Yeah, so you got to drink your water. I drink too much of this as a substitute for water. So, but I did drink water before I came over and started hitting this down. Used to, I didn't do that. So anyway, that's really all I got today. I just wanted to address that. Like I said, if somebody asked me a question, I'm not going to be like these famous people on these apps that don't address your concerns or answer your questions. I'm always going to do that. Always going to do that. I want to give you guys a shout out, man. I'm almost at 50,000, and I just hit 40,000 just a couple, I think 6 days ago. So thank you for thinking I'm that interesting enough to watch my videos and listen to me run my mouth. Hopefully I can give y'all some good advice. Don't make the damn mistakes I made out here, man, because mistakes you got to fix them. You ain't got a lot of time out here to be putting in projects, so you want to do them right. Don't want to fix one when you already done it. So, yeah, that's something to think about, too. But anyway, let me get off here. You guys have a good rest of your day. Peace out. Much love to you. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much.